Hello, Team Haynes. Glad to see you all. I miss you like you cannot even believe. Remember, Rockets are respectful, responsible, and safe. They value people's time, they're willing to negotiate, and always support. I know this is a different time for us, but we've got to continue our learning because we're heading on to become fifth graders in a few weeks. All right. So if you don't have your sheet of paper out, because I know I have your math notebooks at school, grab a sheet of paper. We're moving on, and I want us to learn some new terms. We're getting some more into geometry. We learned about perimeter and area. Now I want to look at some different angles and things that make up angles. So the first thing I have here is a point. Do that with me. Point. The next thing I have is a line. Line. And I stretch out my arms in both directions because lines keep going in both directions. So we've done a point. Do it with me, please. And a line. Keeps going in both directions. Then I have something called a line segment. Line segment looks like this. It has a point and a point at the end. It stretches out just like a line and a point at the end. I like to call it my stop. So I've done a point. I've done a line. Look at my hands. I keep going in both directions. I've done a line segment where I stop. The last thing I want to talk about is a ray. Say it again, ray. A ray keeps going in one direction and stops in the other. Look at my hands. One direction and stops in the other. I can do my ray the other way. Stop here and it keeps going in the other direction. Stop for a minute. Think of anything that you see different. Think of something that you see alike about them as you're drawing them and writing them down. Pause for just a second. All right. Do it with me. Point, line segment, ray. So let's look at what some of these things mean. Get your paper and get ready with me. So here, I've drawn something. Draw it on your paper with me, please. I'm going to put a point here and a point here. Let's look. Do I have a line segment, or a ray? If you said that I have a line segment, you are correct. But what are these two things called here? They're called points. So here I have point V and I have point U. So on this line segment, I'm going to call it line segment. Do it with me with your hands. Line segment. I'm going to call it line segment VU because I have those 2 points right there. And I would write it like this. VU. Line segment VU. Go ahead and get that down. I'll give you a minute. Now moving on. Think about what I have here. Do I have a line? Keeps going in both directions. Do I have a line segment? End point, where it stops? Or do I have a ray where it keeps going in one and stops at the other? What do I have here? Make sure you're drawing this on your paper. If you said I have a line, you are absolutely correct because it keeps going in both directions. So wait a minute. I want to make this line PQ. So if I'm going to make it line PQ, I need to put my points. Line P and line Q. Guess what? If I put my Q right there, it would be okay if I put it a little closer, but I gave it a little bit of space. So I can write that as line PQ. What do you notice? Look at how I drew my actual line up on top of that to identify it as PQ, and how I drew my line segment to identify it as line segment VU. Review real quick. Point. Line keeps going in both directions. Line segment, stop, and my ray keeps going in one direction and stops in the other. keeps going in the other direction and stops in the other. Let's try something else. What do I have? Line, line segment, point, or ray. I'm going to call this point B. Go ahead and get that down for me, please. All right. Let's try something else. Oh, what do I call that? Is it a point, just a point, line, line segment, or ray? I see I have an endpoint, a point, and it keeps going in both directions. So I'm going to call this a ray. Show me your hands. I'm going to call this a ray. So I'm going to label this ray as ray F G. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. If you're thinking that I didn't put my point right there to label my G, you are correct. So now I have ray F G. Starting to make a little bit of sense. Okay. We'll do more to practice this as we go on. But I want you to watch this video again if you need to. Make sure that you have your notes down and practice this for yourself. Point. Line keeps going in both directions. Line segment, stop, stop. Ray keeps going in one direction and stops in the other. Ray keeps going in one direction and stops in the other. All right, I'll be checking on you again tomorrow. Thank you.